For this factoring problem, the most important thing we can do and the best way we can help ourselves is start by looking for the GCF. If we're able to factor that out initially, we don't have to work with such large numbers. We don't have to try and remember to look for it at the end. So it's going to be a really important step. If I look at each of the terms, they're divisible by 3. So I'm going to divide that out. And now I'm working with 5n squared minus 9n minus 2. We still proceed with our X box or our diamond or whatever you want to call it, looking for values that multiply to the product of A and B. So multiply to -10 and add up to B. Add up to -9. Just like last time, we're thinking about negatives at this point. We're going to end up working with -10 and +1. So just like last time, we're going to use that information to split our middle term. So for right now, I'm going to stop writing the 3 just to keep things nice and neat. It's going to be important to remember at the end that it is a factor. Just looking at the trinomial inside parentheses, I can rewrite 5n squared, and then it doesn't matter which order I break up that middle term. I could write minus 10n plus 1n, or vice versa. I'm going to stick with just how I wrote it in the X box, minus 10n plus 1n minus 2. If I look at the first half of the problem and the second half of the problem, I'm looking for GCFs. So for my next step, my GCF in the first binomial is 5n. I'll factor that out, and I'm looking at n minus 2. For 1n and -2, there's not really a GCF, so we're always going to factor out 1, which can be a tough step to remember. N minus 2. One way you can kind of help yourself out, once you get a routine with this, you've worked through a few problems, you know you're aiming for that binomial to be the same if everything's working, so it can help remind you that 1 can factor out. We'll bring those coefficients together in a binomial so that 5n and 1 is being distributed to n minus 2. And this is when I'm going to carry down that 3 as my other factor. So my final factored form, 3 times the quantity of 5n plus 1 times the quantity of n minus 2.